software. Well, good afternoon. This is week 3, August 31st, last day of the month. And we are back at Black Bear Crossing here in Orange City. And it probably looks quite a bit different to you than it did last week. You've actually got the block up on the first 4-bedroom, 2-bath Harbor Island like that.
Yeah, yep. We have good subs, generally speaking, and we're on top of this one pretty well. Of course, we're aggressive. All of the houses we try to, we pay a lot of attention to. This particular house, they put it up in one day, which is really, really good. Poured the slab. A couple of days later, we got the block mason out here. They put the block up in one day. We've had it inspected. It's ready to pump.
Passed inspection. We're all good to go.
Yep. You can see that
See where the markings are up here?
Yep. The trusses have been laid out.
Okay.
That's where when we pump the slab, or when we pump the lentil, put concrete in the lentil.
Okay.
The truss ties, the guys who pump it come put the truss ties exactly at that space. They embed it down into the concrete.
Okay.
Which in turn, then after the trusses are set, that truss tie that is embedded into the concrete wraps around the truss, providing the truss tie, and it secures it so that the hurricane goes by without tearing your house up.
So those are some of the changes they made into the roofing code over the years.
Over the years, yeah.
To make it so that you're literally tied down, and like you say, the roof's not going to fly off.
Yeah, things have been done in Florida and some other states, but Florida has done well because of the hurricanes. They've adjusted well. The South Florida led the way after Andrew back in '93, I think it was. And the changes that were made were life-saving, absolutely home-saving and life-saving. The trusses are tied down. We started building literally 20 years ago this year, and we've never had any damage. And partially because of the codes, and I think partially because we have good subs. It's not that we're more genius, we just have good subs that do the right thing.
Yep.
And then we check on them so that there's no shortcuts being taken that cause issue later down the road. So yeah, fantastic stuff. The trusses get tied down. The concrete, like I said, they're held in with concrete. The plywood goes on top of the trusses with hurricane clips, literally hurricane clips, to hold the plywood down. And then we do shortly after that, we do the framing on the inside, and then we do the mechanical, electrical, plumbing, which is only a couple of weeks away. We'll get the trusses set on this Wednesday.
Okay.
And it takes a week. So this upcoming Wednesday, the framer starts, he'll fly. You can see where we've cut the grass down, cut the grade down out front. Yep. The crane will come up here. The trusses will be set off to our left.
Okay.
Which is over to the side of the house. The area that you see roped off, that's taped off out front right there, will be where the crane sets. Okay. And you can see we cut this down by literally about 2 feet.
Yeah.
So that the crane can ease up in here without getting stuck or having problems, etc. And we cut that area down over to our left for the same reason with the trusses. The truss company can back up in there, dump the trusses there ahead of time. The crane comes up in here, sets here, etc. So we've never had to cut the grade down like this, but we've learned lessons from having troubles. We've had trouble on one of our houses where we didn't cut it down, and it caused issues.
Gotcha.
We learned from our things, and here we are.
Try and prevent it from happening again.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I noticed, and I was curious about this. Oh, let me actually walk over this side. Is I noticed in a couple different spots, we've got some punch outs in the concrete.
Called knockouts.
Okay. And what are those for?
Yeah, the knockouts, you can kind of see what's happening down in here, where the reinforcing, the slab was poured, which is down here in this. The slab is poured ahead of time with reinforcing. This bar, you can see this bar coming up out of the slab. There's a thickened footing right here, which is about 20 inches wide by 20 inches deep. That's a part of the slab poured monolithically. This hook bar is just what I said. It's hooked down in the slab.
Okay.
The straight end comes right on up, and it comes up like 25 inches, which is about 3 blocks high.
Okay.
Then, after the block is put in place, we come for every place that you have a vertical hook bar coming up out of the slab.
Okay.
You drop what's called a down rod, a piece of rebar, number 5 rebar,
Okay.
which goes down in every cell that looks like this, and you fill those. You put a board over that. It gets inspected. You put a board over it. They pump the lentil, so all the down cells get filled with concrete, and then the top 2 courses are filled solid all the way around the house. So you get, that's called lentil courses.
Okay.
Yeah, so the code now is 1. We have 2 in our houses.
Okay.
Yeah, so again, one of those things
Going
that we
above
do.
and beyond.
Yeah, which is, it costs us a little bit of money, but it saves us issue. We've never had any issues with any of the structure issues of our house. We do a 210 builder's warranty, which used to be bonded builders. They got bought out. It's different companies now. The point is, we have never had a claim, ever. And it's just because we hire an engineer, we talk to them, we know what we want to do. It costs a little bit more money, but not really.
Saves you money in the long run.
It saves us money. It's insurance. It's paying your insurance, so to speak.
So this is, and I can picture it because I was just in one, full one. So we're walking in. This is going to be bedrooms over here. This was the bathroom.
Yep.
And then we've got the master bath over here.
Yep. Small bedroom over there.
Yep.
Guest bed. Another bedroom. Bedroom number 1 in the corner. Number 2 here. The master bath.
Yep. Master
bedroom here.
Yep. And then
a couple of walk-in closets. We can't forget we have 2 walk-in closets in our. Everybody likes that. So especially the ladies.
Hers and hers.
Hers and hers and hers. Hers is in the back. His is in the back of his pickup.
Yep.
And we got the covered porch.
Yep, covered porch.
We don't always do
and
a covered porch, but we
one
like
thing I really like is you've got the kitchen, and you've got a beautiful island, long island here that probably sits 5 or 6 people.
Probably. It's over 8 feet long.
Yep.
It's really, we've never done an island that long. And when we was designing the house, of course, I really don't draw it, but we go through drawings and we pick out things we like and we cut them out and we have the design change to our preferences. And we made that island longer to help with the cabinet spacing. This kitchen is not a huge one, but when you add an island over here and then you add it longer, you literally increase the cabinets on the wall. It doesn't look out of place that way.
Yep.
And you got the cabinets down below. We're considering doubling the cabinets up on the island, making cabinets both sides and making the island even wider, maybe 4 foot tall.
Because it had good space.
It had good space.
It has good space in there.
But this is a really good area. I really like, and I think that we can experiment a little bit and come up with some things that we know are going to be really sought after. I think to be honest with you, Brendan, I think it's going to be impactful.
Yep.
People will walk in and it'll be like, holy moly, look at this.
Yep.
It's not a huge house, but there's huge space and huge opportunities.
Yeah, when you walk in, it feels big.
Yeah.
You don't feel crowded at all. I noticed that, and that's one thing. That's what people are looking for. Is maybe they don't want that 2,400 square foot house anymore. Especially people downsizing, but they still want to feel like it's an open space.
Well, and we both know walls are negative. The more walls you put up, the more boxed in it is, the more you pay for it too. But you get that boxed in feeling. You have to walk around the corner, you have to go through. It's like a maze to get through. So all of our house have the open floor plan, and it's not by accident, it's by pure design. You need to be able to walk in the front door, and you need to be able to see all the way through the sliding glass door.
So this one, it's amazing 1 week how far it's come.
Yeah.
So they actually were able to get the second one, one of the St. Croix, up as well.
Yeah, and you can see we graded the entire site on this one, and
So this is one thing I really like, is I like the tiers. It gives distinction to each lot.
It's terraced, and it's not an accident. You know, we've been talking about this for a long time. We had a hill, and we didn't want a hillside. We didn't want 4 houses on a hillside. We wanted 4 houses terraced.
Yep.
So a little bit of planning, spend a little bit of money, and just, you know what, just know what you want.
Yep.
And be, you know, we're experienced at this. We build a better house, and not just better the house, but the better
aesthetics.
the aesthetic, the integrity of the build, meaning not just the actual concrete, but, you know, the floor plan, the outsides, everything about it. You know, it's just thought out. I mean, I personally look at everything and determine what's it going to look like and who's going to live here.
Yep.
Not by name, but meaning if they're going to have kids, where's the kids going to play?
Yep.
Where's the grandfather going to, where's he going to sit? The whole thing. This matters to me because I meet these people.
I'll tell you the biggest thing I get from people when they're looking at new homes from a big production builder is the lots are so small. And if you just look at this. Look at this space.
Yeah.
I mean, you can come out here and play football.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Literally, you can come out here and play football. You can come out here and play catch.
Yeah. These lots are good sized. And it's also on the other side. There's 25 foot on the other side.
Jeez.
Not only, you know, it looks like 40 foot here, the house, which is 40 foot wide, and then a 25 foot slot on the outside. So these particular lots in Orange City, and the trees, we've strategically kept some trees. We got rid of the menaces trees.
Yep.
We kept a beautiful oak. That thing's got to be about 100 years old, I'm guessing.
It is.
It's a 51 inch oak, and we're going to trim it up and get all of the garbage stuff down below will be gone. So that's a part of the house. It's not attached to the house, but it's a part of the.
Oh, it is.
When you buy that, people, I mean, they only see the house, but not really.
Yeah.
I know me.
Oh yeah.
You know, I look through the house, and then.
Well, I know my wife with her landscaping. That is just, and it's funny to go back and look at the Google picture when we bought the house, and take a picture of it now, and it night and day.
Yeah. Well, it becomes, and if you're that person, see, a lot of people don't ever go outside and mess with it, but I prefer to think that we're selling to the person that wants the inside of the house, they want the outside of the house, they want the yard, they want everything that goes with it, because we spend money on every single square inch. We spend money on it. So we want that person to just stand outside and look at the house and look around and look at the yard and look at the trees.
Yep.
And see that they bought, you know, maybe their last home. They bought their dream home.
Got their dream home.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a reality. I mean, it's not me saying this. I'm not a sales guy. This is how we feel about this stuff. And look at the backyard. Look at this backyard on that house. My God.
You never see
They could have a
backyards.
giant pool over there.
Oh my gosh. I mean, like a real pool.
Yeah. Well,
not the kidney pool where you do one stroke and you bang your head.
No kidding. Look at that. That's, yeah.
I mean, all three of them. All of them have the same ability.
This is pretty cool. And Blackberry Crossing, of course, somebody's going to go like, oh, I wonder why they call it that. Well, when you say the name, you know why.
Yep.
It's Blackberry Crossing. Literally, there's a little bit of a history here about that. We won't go into it much, but there's a little bit of a, you know, affectionately known as history here.
Yep. So we'll go down, take a look at the Croix.
Yeah, and the St. Croix, the most magnificent house we ever built, because we built so many of them. And
you live in one of them.
I live in one of these. This is a magnificent house. And it's not big, it's not huge, it's spacious because of the open floor plan. But this house is for everybody who doesn't need a big house. Open floor plan, it's beautiful on the outside, the front. You know, go to the website, look at some of the houses we have. I mean, it's gorgeous, and on the inside, it's really well managed.
Yep. Yeah, this was the first one I sold of yours.
Yeah,
was
that's
the
right.
Croix.
Yeah, and Rob and Aaron. I mean, yeah.
Yep. They're super happy. They're very happy. They got chickens. They went and got chickens.
No kidding.
Yeah, they got chickens.
Well, in Deltona, I guess you can do that stuff. That's funny. I didn't picture them as chicken owners, but you know.
Yep, they've got their chickens.
That's
so we
funny.
see this one, same thing. You see the marks up top?
Yep. And the raised entrance. We have, you know, once this house go for people who haven't seen the St. Croix, as this house goes on, you'll see why that's there. People might be asking, I wonder what that's about. Well, stick around, you'll see.
Yep.
That's one of the features of the house.
Yep. Oh, definitely, definitely. So this one's looking great. And then I guess we'll go back out this way because you got that marked off for the truss guys too.
Yeah, really, I'm really pleased with everything about this. The grade, you can see we lowered this strategically so we wouldn't be too high, too much above the road. We're above the road, but we managed this instead of 4 individual lots. We managed this as one build with 4 houses, and we took some of the dirt from here,
moved it,
put it down in that lower one that was really, really low. We brought it up. So we've got about 4-foot step by design from the high house to this one. There's 4 foot, and then from this one to the next one there's 4 foot, and from that one to the other one there's 4 foot. So again, instead of 4 houses on the side of a hill, we've got it terraced, and it looks fantastic.
Oh, when it's done, when you drive down the road, it's going to look incredible with each of the houses stacking
Absolutely. A couple of palm trees in between each house, and so we've got a pretty good plan on the landscaping portion of this too.
I wish I had gotten here just a few minutes earlier because I saw the guys finishing off the slab here.
And this is what we talked about.
Doing the cuts. Yep, and they were doing the cuts and everything.
Yep, this is exactly what we talked about last time, controlled cracking.
Yep.
Which, you know, the people out there that's watching this might be a little scared of the word controlled cracking, but it's by design so that you don't have uncontrolled cracking. Because concrete is, I hate to, you know, not to throw a shock into people, but concrete has a tendency to crack. It's what it does.
Yep.
So people, you know, years ago, and I mean many, many years ago, people got wise and started figuring out ways to prevent the ugly cracking and the negative cracking and take advantage of it. So as you can see again, we saw a cut about 1.25 inches deep. It's supposed to be 1/3 the depth of the slab.
Yep, and you can see it right there.
Yep, there you go. That's 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. And by doing so, it allows, it doesn't force, but it allows the slab to crack below that so that it doesn't crack elsewhere. Controlled cracking.
Controlled cracking.
Yeah, and you do it, and it's measured out. In other words, it's engineered so that it's not random. This is, you know, by design. Our engineer designs where it goes, how deep, the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, what's great is I wasn't sure how much we'd be able to show week to week, but when you come back and the block is done, you're just like
on 2 houses.
Yeah, on 2 houses, you're like, holy cow! Now the height of the walls in here are how much?
8 foot.
8 foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
8 foot from slab to top of wall, top of lentil. 8 foot, that's the bearing height.
Okay.
So trusses set at that 8 foot height. And next week, by the time you come, that house will have trusses. The first house will have trusses set on it. And it'll have all the walls on the inside done. Because the guy's coming, he's going to come build the walls in the house before he sets trusses. Not that that's necessary, it's just the way the timing is working out.
Okay.
He couldn't get a crane too quickly, so he's bringing
the crew to guy in, keep the guys.
Yeah, keep moving. So you build the walls, set the trusses after, and it really doesn't matter.
And then our last one,
yep,
which is another harbor island down there. You're going to pour that when? Probably later this week. Or
No,
first part of next week?
yeah, I'm guessing middle of next week. Our concrete guy is really busy, so he's kind of swinging through doing things as it fits his schedule, and we really like him. He does a good job, but he runs to his own schedule pretty much. So I don't have I'm going to say Wednesday-ish next week.
Gotcha. And
we've got block coming out either Tuesday or Wednesday on this. So hopefully it'll come out Tuesday, and then next Thursday when we do our next preview, you know, you'll see trusses in there, you'll see walls up, you'll see more masonry on this, and maybe that fourth slab poured.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. I mean, it's great watching it build. It really is. All right.
It is.
Thank you all. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Do it again.